Welcome to GusTech. Take a look at your hands really quick. Does your mouse fit them? Today we're going to be looking at two different gaming grade mice from Mionix, a small peripheral manufacturer that makes high-end gaming peripherals for your computer. The first one we're going to be looking at is the Naos, and the other one is the Avior. These are two fantastic mice using a 7,000 DPI optical sensor. In fact, they even have 7,000 in their names. We'll start off looking at some of the packaging. For both the Naos and the Avior, really honestly, this is a pretty solid, nice premium feel packaging. So you open it up and you feel like you're getting a nice product, which you are, because you're spending quite a bit of money for them. On the back, it's going to go into detail. It's both on same of these, so I'm just going to highlight the Naos. And we can see it has the 7,000 DPI sensor. It even tells us what the sensor is, which is extremely uncommon. And it's the ADNS3310 optical sensor. This is a nice, probably one of the nicest optical sensors available on the market. It mentions it's truly ergonomic design, 7 fully programmable buttons, soft touch rubber coated surface, up to 16.8 million LED colors. I don't know why it's 16.8 instead of 16.7, but who cares? And a 32-bit, 32 megahertz ARM processor included. That's going to keep whatever settings you load onto it from the software stuck on that mouse to whatever computer you're plugging it into. You don't have to put in the software. It's going to be right on the mouse. Additionally, it has 3-step in-game DPI adjustment, which is really honestly a standard at this point. The only real difference in the box of the Avior is that it's going to tell you it has 9 fully programmable buttons instead of 7 fully programmable buttons. So more buttons. It says an ambidextrous design for palm or claw grip. This does not... If you're using this with a palm grip, you're going to hate your life. It's really good for a claw grip, and if for some reason you learned how to use a mouse with your left hand and you're the weirdest human being I've ever met in my entire life, you'll love the ambidextrous design on this one. Other than that, though, again, same exact box for the most part, and overall pretty good quality feel. Jumping into the mice, again, the Avior is an ambidextrous mouse, so I can use it with my left hand if I want to be a really weird person. And the Naos is made specifically for the right-handed gentleman. It actually has some curved ergonomic shape for your pinky and your ring finger on your right hand. And it only has the 2 buttons next to the thumb for you to be able to push and do, chat communication or do whatever macros you want to initiate with it. And then it does have the DPI steps on top. It has the scroll wheel, which is nice and rubbery feeling. Doesn't feel loose like some mice do these days. It feels nice and solid. It comes with a braided cable on both of the mice, so it's braided. Again, we've mentioned in previous videos, we really like braided cables if they don't get really bent. If you bend them too much, they can actually put a kink in the rubber part of your cable, and the actual cables can start to get crossed or short out, and that's a big pain in the butt. So as long as you keep them straight, really pretty good overall design of the cable and mouse itself. Taking a look at the Avior, we notice the same 2 thumb buttons, as well as the same 2 DPI adjustments and the scroll wheels for nice scrolling. It also has 2 additional buttons on the other side. Most people probably aren't going to use all 4 of the side buttons. They're just going to use 2 on whatever side their thumb is on, which should always be the left side because you should always be using it with your right hand. Whoever uses a mouse with the left hand is weird. And the nice thing is that you can actually use these other 2 buttons to do whatever else you want them to do. So you can actually use it as a right-handed or a left-handed mouse and use all 4 buttons, control music or something with the other 2 awkwardly positioned buttons on the other side. One thing that Mionix did include in both of these mice, which we really love, is that the mouse feet are really easily removable. There's actually a nice little tab where you can stick your fingernail under there and yank it out. So you can actually pull off the mouse feet. That also exposes the screws so you can get to the internal of the mice if you're having a short edge issue or the lights are not as cool as you want them. I don't know. But you can get rid of the current mouse feet really easily without kind of prying in and making some scuffs on your mouse, which is a pretty nice little attention to detail. You'll notice that both of these mice are, again, optical sensors. Now, there's some really good advantages to using an optical sensor in any sort of a gaming environment, which these are gaming grade mice. The biggest advantage with an optical sensor is the lack of mouse acceleration. They don't have mouse acceleration built in because they're tracking basically what they're seeing. Laser functions a little bit differently, and a laser is going to require some mouse acceleration because it uses some sort of prediction here and there. There are two downsides to using an optical sensor in a mouse. The first one is that the liftoff distance is going to be a little bit frustrating. No matter how much you adjust it in their software, optical mice are moving according to what they're seeing and tracking. And so if you lift your mouse off even a little bit, you're not going to actually lift it off of the surface itself as far as the software is concerned, as far as the mouse is concerned. So you're going to have to lift quite a bit more. For games like Counter-Strike or shooters, this means that you have to either lift your mouse higher or you're going to suffer from some kind of kickback as you're lifting your mouse and moving it, which can be a little bit frustrating. The other downside to optical sensors in general is that they use a tiny bit of correction. When you're using an optical sensor, if you open up something like MS Paint, you'll actually notice this. And I tried it myself to make sure it wasn't just saying a bunch of crap. And you'll notice that it actually straightens out the line a little bit more than what a laser sensor is going to do. Because of the way that optical sensors work, they do account for discrepancies in the surface. So little bumps or little whatever in the surface. That means that you're going to have a little bit less precision overall. But again, the fact that you're getting no mouse acceleration with an optical sensor and generally a very, very clean tracking experience, most people aren't going to notice this tiny nuance. So let me tell you which mouse I like the most. I prefer the Naos. It has a nice ergonomic design. It's made for a palm grip, which I definitely use. And it's very similar to my Funk MS3R2 mouse, which is actually a little bit bigger than this. And this actually is a little bit smaller, but it almost feels just as comfortable, even more comfortable, depending on the size of your hand. Again, if you're looking at your hands and you're realizing my hands aren't tiny, dainty little hands, you probably don't want something that's going to be small and uncomfortable. You're going to want something a little bit bigger like this Naos that really fits and conforms to the way your hand regularly feels. If you hold your mouse in a claw grip design, the Avior is actually pretty good. But I don't use a claw grip design. I have my gripes with them. I think that it causes pain in your hand, whether that's true or not. I've always felt that way. And anybody I've ever talked to that's used a palm grip mouse as opposed to a claw grip generally will start to lean towards palm grip because really it is more comfortable for your hand. So I have my gripes with the Avior, but if you like claw grip designs, it's a fantastic mouse. It's got all the nice color changing. The build quality is fantastic. It's a nice soft plastic feel. Both these mice feel really nice in your hand. But if you like the palm grip and having your hand be a little bit more comfortable, in my opinion, I definitely would go with the Naos. Overall, we're very impressed with both these mice. They track exceptionally well. The software is extremely easy to use. In fact, it's so easy to use that we're not even going to show you it in the video because any idiot could operate it. It's so quick and so simple, and the macros are so straightforward that it's probably one of the best pieces of software we've seen for a mouse to date. Even better than the newer stuff that Corsair's putting out and some other really good companies. So we're pretty pleased with both these mice, and honestly, depending on which one you would prefer to have your hand fit, either one of them can easily be your next gaming mouse. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like the video if you liked it. Dislike it if you use your left hand with your mouse, you weirdo. Make sure to leave a comment if you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, or really good jokes that you'd like to share with everybody. Check the links below for additional ways to follow us on social media. Make sure you click that subscribe button for more videos like these. Mouse, monitor, keyboard, things for your computer, and GusTech in general. As always, we have links in the description below for both of these mice that you can purchase from Amazon that goes directly to supporting us and more videos like these for you. Thanks again for watching. We are GusTech, and we'll see you next time.